Bucs fans, we might be witnessing something special. You know those moments in preseason where a player refuses to just fade into the background, where he forces the coaches to notice him? Well, that's exactly what happened last night. And now, one receiver might have just shaken up the Buccaneers' depth chart in a way nobody saw coming. The Buccaneers' wide receiver room is already stacked, maybe the deepest in the NFL from top to bottom. Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, a handful of dangerous role players. It's a luxury most teams can only dream about. But after the preseason battle with the Titans, one man has stepped forward and is making it impossible for coaches to ignore him, Ryan Miller. This isn't some rookie Cinderella story. Miller's been here before. He knows the grind. Last year, when Evans or Godwin went down, Miller quietly stepped into the fire and delivered in clutch moments, two huge fourth-quarter touchdowns in hostile stadiums that kept the Bucs alive against powerhouse teams like the Chiefs and Cowboys. Even though those games ended in losses, his ability to produce under pressure stood out. Fast forward till last night. With Baker Mayfield resting, Kyle Trask took over for the first half, and Miller became the go-to guy. 6 catches, 66 yards, and let's be real, it could have been more if not for a brief concussion evaluation he was thankfully cleared. But during that stretch, it was clear, Miller wasn't just out there filling space. He was commanding the field. He's not the biggest guy on the roster. He's not a speed demon who blows past defenders. But his fundamentals? Razor sharp. His hands? Reliable. His mindset? Tough as nails. Miller catches the ball in traffic, takes hits, pops right back up, and lines up for the next play. That's the kind of grit you can't teach, the kind of grit that forces a coaching staff to ask, can we really afford to leave this guy off the field? Ryan Miller didn't just wake up one day and start making clutch catches. He learned that mindset from the veterans in this locker room. He understands the cold truth of the NFL. You don't make this roster by pulling off one flashy highlight. You make it by proving, over and over again, that you can do the little things right. You make it by showing coaches that you're dependable, versatile, and ready for any role they throw at you. And on Saturday night against the Titans, that mentality was on full display. Miller didn't look like a man quietly accepting his fate. He looked like a man fighting for his NFL life. Every route he ran, every hit he took, every first down conversion screamed, "You're not taking my spot." The battle for that 5th or 6th receiver slot is no joke. Rookie Trey Palmer is in the mix. Sterling Shepard is a proven veteran trying to carve out his role. Injuries have kept some guys sidelined, which means every snap matters even more. Nothing here is guaranteed. Every name on that list is gunning for the same thing Miller wants. And yet, even after a brief concussion scare, he came back and kept delivering. Third downs? He was there. Finding soft spots in coverage? He was there. Reading the defense and giving his QB a safe target? Over and over again, he was there. It's the same thing we saw last year when Baker Mayfield needed him in big moments, and now Kyle Trask is starting to trust him the same way. 6 catches in barely over 2 quarters is no accident. It's not luck. It's a player who knows exactly how to make himself visible in a crowded room full of talent. You can see it when you watch him live. Every time you think, there's Miller again, it's because he's in the right spot at the right time. Now, the truth is, he could still land on the practice squad. But here's the risk. A guy like Miller doesn't sit on a practice squad for long. Another team could swoop in and sign him. His 2023 numbers, 12 catches, 128 yards, 2 massive fourth-quarter touchdowns, might not look flashy on paper, but context is everything. Those scores kept games alive. Against the Chiefs, his touchdown sent us into overtime. Against the Cowboys, it kept us within striking distance before the final fumble ended the drive. He doesn't drop passes. He doesn't shy away from contact. And when the pressure is highest, he delivers. That's the kind of player coaches can't ignore, no matter how crowded the depth chart gets. Last year, our problem wasn't that we were getting blown out. It was that we couldn't finish. We'd be right there, one drive away, one big play away, and somehow, it just wouldn't happen. The 49ers game, the Falcons game, the Chiefs game, the Cowboys game. Again and again, we were close enough to taste the win, but we couldn't seal it. That's why a player like Ryan Miller matters more than people realize. Sure, his NFL resume is still short, just last year's action and now this preseason, but what he's shown screams clutch. And in the NFL, clutch can be the difference between heartbreak and a playoff run. Think back to the Brady era. Remember that incredible catch by Tyler Johnson against the Saints in the playoffs? That one play changed everything. Ryan Miller has the potential to be that guy for us this year, not the superstar everyone's game planning for, but the sneaky weapon who comes out of nowhere in the biggest moments and makes the play nobody saw coming. And he doesn't need to make circus catches to do it. No one-handed, behind the back, highlight reel stuff. Just clean, tough, reliable football. The kind of catches that move the chains when the game is hanging by a thread. The kind of plays that make you say, wait, who just made that grab? Before you realize, of course, it's Miller. Here's the crazy stat. In that preseason game, no other Bucs receiver had more than 2 catches. Miller had 6. That's not just good. That's owning the moment. And yeah, the odds are against him. This is one of the deepest receiver rooms in the NFL. To make the final 53, he's got to beat out guys with speed, guys with experience, and guys with long-term chemistry with Baker Mayfield. Sterling Shepard has the vet connection. Trey Palmer brings raw speed and special teams value. But here's where Miller has something they don't. He's building trust with multiple quarterbacks. It's not just Baker who can find him. Kyle Trask saw him, trusted him, and kept going back to him. That matters. In fact, it might be the thing that keeps him from being just a practice squad guy, and instead makes him one of the 6 core receivers on this team come week 1. Kyle Trask kept finding Ryan Miller over and over again. It wasn't just a one-drive thing, it was all game. And let's be real, if he hadn't been pulled for that concussion check, we're probably talking about an even bigger stat line. That says a lot about the work he's putting in, the way the veterans are helping him grow, and the fact that the Bucs are finding hidden gems that other teams have no idea about yet, which is exactly why we can't let him slip away. Because you know what happens when we do. The Chiefs swoop in. They've done it before. Justin Watson, gone. Donovan Smith, gone. And yeah, maybe we didn't miss Smith too much, but still, they go there and win rings. Imagine Ryan Miller making clutch catches for Mahomes in the playoffs. No, can't let that happen. That's why my prediction is simple. Ryan Miller makes the 53-man roster. What about you? Did his performance against the Titans make you believe? Do you see him as a sneaky talent who could help us in the clutch this season? Or is the WR room just too deep for him to crack? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's talk about it. And stay locked in here because we've got Steelers joint practices coming up. Preseason game 2 around the corner. And you know number 81 is going to be on that field. Keep your eyes on him. I have a feeling this story's just getting started.